that. So this is the standard 3-5-3 defense here uh, against a 2-by-2. You can see that. Take a look at that. We're going to shift now into my 6-2 wide tackle. Well, this is the base defense that I'm usually running in youth football. So you can kind of see here, if I go back, kind of how they shift. Now, the five linebackers, the Rover, Gunner, Sam, and Will, I switch those sometimes, and you'll see that as I'm shifting in and out of this on some various defenses here. Hey, this is Coach Parker with CoachParker.org. How are you guys doing today? Today I have a video on the multiple 3-5-3 defense, which I'm calling the Hurricane. A coach in one of the Facebook forums asked me to develop some content around the 3-5-3 defense. So I've been doing that over the last couple of weeks, and this is the first video of that. Many of you guys know I run a 6-2 multi-8. The Pirate defense, which is for youth football. And I've run a 3-5-3 many times at 12U against spread passing teams. So this is my take on it. I've read a bunch of books here the last few weeks. So let's jump right into it. This is just me selling some more playbooks and ebooks here, so take a look at that. Please subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff if you get a chance. That really helps me out. And if you want to help me out more, take a look at these playbooks. Yes, I'm trying to sell you some playbooks here, but let's move along to some free content. Okay, let's talk about, I'm a multiple defensive guy, and the 3-5-3 is really good, just like the 6-2 wide tackle. Which is called the ABC defense because it's really easy to move in and out of. And after reading more and more about the 3-5-3, is the same's true here, especially for older, experienced youth football teams, maybe 11U and above, select travel teams, and definitely middle school, high school. I'd be running a multiple 3-5-3 because a lot of teams go into a spread and are better at passing. So the reason actually it's called Hurricane is about 5 years ago, we won a Super Bowl against a stacked youth football team in 12U. We went into a 3-5-3 and worked really well for us. We wound up winning that game like 12-6 or 15-6, I think. Yeah, 15-6. So it was a great game, great defense, and now I'm going to show you how we kind of shifted in and out of that. So let's take a look at that. So this is the standard 3-5-3 defense here against a 2-by-2. You can see that. Take a look at that. We're going to shift now into my 6-2 wide tackle. Well, this is the base defense that I'm usually running in youth football. So you can kind of see here, if I go back, kind of how they shift. Now, the five linebackers, the Rover, Gunner, Sam, and Will, I switch those sometimes, and you'll see that as I'm shifting in and out of this on some various defenses here. But they're all great linebackers. The Rover is the fastest of all of them. He's more of that, definitely the strong safety type. The Gunner is my scrappy kind of defensive back nose guard that I'll use every now and then, especially if I've got a good one that knows how to blitz in the 6-2. And you can see it right here, kind of right there. He goes from G to then back out there. But we can talk about more about that. Let's talk about the positions right here. Yeah, so these 3-5-3 position names, Carl, he's a cornerback. Will, he's an outside linebacker, DN, inside linebacker, kind of linebacker. He actually plays the wide side because it's easy to tell the kids wide Will. The Sam goes to the other side. He's the slower of the two. He'll go to kind of the tight end side. Gunner is this strong safety, outside linebacker, inside linebacker, D guard kind of guy. He's this hybrid player that I like to stick in at D guard and stack on the big knob nose guard that I've got. Rover is the light, fast inside linebacker a lot, and he's kind of the strong safety type. And then, of course, You've got Mike, who's the big middle linebacker that pretty much stays inside a lot. And Sam is one of those outside linebacker, inside linebackers. And of course, in the 6'2, he's a DN. Now, you can switch Sam, Will, Gunner, and Rover. And I kind of go back and forth on what I want to do with contain there. But you really need to look at your players and see what works best for you. But you've got 11 guys, and you see how this works. Let's see here. So here we're back to the base 3-5-3 against a 2x2 set. This is kind of the 3-5-3. We'll go back into the 6-2. So now I'll show you kind of how I've morphed for a passing team into the 3-5-3 and so forth. So let's just go to that. So here we're in a 6-2 wide tackle. My first usually kind of morph that I like to do out of this, if I'm getting close to a 3-5 or a 5-3 defense, is this 3-3 stack. And you can see how it's set up here. The Rover and the Gunner will kind of be outside. Now the Sam and Will could switch places with those. It really depends on what you want to do and how confident you feel in those guys. But you can see what's going on here. It's really kind of a cover 2 with the Fred here in this 3-3 stack, kind of base 3-3 formation. You can kind of see that. And you may want to have the 2 outside linebacker DNs up on the line of scrimmage. That's up to you there. So you can kind of do that. And then here we'll go. And I call the 5-3 basically a 3-3 loose. So if I'm in the 3-3 stack and I've moved back into that and I'm in a 3-3 stack, I could call loose or loosey at any point and have those linebackers. And you can see I've switched that Sam, Will, Rover, and guard again. But you could have those guys back up and now read and then have the front 5 or the 3 do whatever you're trying to do at that point. So that's where I've got that. And then from that, I can easily move into a 5-2 Rover, where one of those linebackers now is more of a strong safety kind of type, or he's the roving linebacker. And you can see in this is a cover 0 where Fred and the Rover are coming down to take those inside guys, because the corners always have the outside guys. And so you can see that shift. It's a pretty easy shift there. You know, Fred's kind of over there, and then boom, we've got the 2x2 because that's what happened. That's what's going on there. And then from there, if I want more kind of help in the back, like an over the top and a cover 1 with the Fred, I can move into this 5-1 Cowboy defense, which is its name Cowboy because we played a 12U Cowboy team that had a really good passer. And so we moved into 5-1 Cowboy quite a lot here. And we had this over the top free safety going on. And so you can see the kind of the transitions I'm making. And if you've got a really good experienced team that you've had around a lot, and they're older and they've got a high football IQ, all these shifts are actually really easy for these guys. It's not that difficult. And then from there, you can see how easily, that moves into the 3-5-3 from there in that move. And then, of course, if you got to go to goal line, there you go. You can see where everybody would go, and you can go line. Because one of the weaknesses of the 3-5-3 is kind of a goal line option, goal line power plays, and then also options and sweeps plays on that. But here's the goal line you can move in. I am definitely a multiple front defensive guy. And the reason I am, let's see what I've got here. And we go back to 3-5-3, because what I saw with my 2 boys and watching high school games around here in the DFW area, it's the defenses that didn't shift for teams that might come out in a power I or even an I wing, and they're running power football, and they're still setting in this 3-3-5 or 3-5-3, however you want to call it. It's very similar in a way of what you're trying to do. So they'll sit in this 3-5-3 or 3-3-5 defense and let these power teams just run all over them with really out adjusting the front and trying to put some guys in here. If you're playing kind of hybrid players, you can get away with these easy shifts. And, you know, if you're not, you just need to kind of shift like the guys in the NFL. You have the heavy package, the fast package, and the goal line package, and then move those guys in and out. I mean, I'd be doing that if I was a high school coach. I've always been surprised at high school coaches not adjusting as much as I have in youth football at the high school level. It surprises me so much. Let's see what I've got. And then here is a simple blitz package out of the 3-5-3, which we'll go over. I'll start putting in some more blitzes in the next video. And so there's an easy kind of thing there. And then here's kind of a quick overview slide here of the multiples. And I can add some more in there, but you can watch the video over to see how I'm moving players in and out. And really, you've got those 5 linebackers. The Mike is kind of the middle guy, but the Rover, Gunner, Sam, and Will, depending on which guys play contain better and open field tackle better, in that kind of what they call those outside strong safety guys. I think they call those dogs. If whichever two you feel better are kind of good at dog, then, you know, rename them what you want and put them out there. I go back and forth depending on the players that I've got and what they do best. And so here's some resources that I've looked over the last few weeks that have helped me out. There's about 11 here. Of course, you've got my stuff, and then there's quite a few playbooks and books here. There's various playbooks you can find out. Just search Google on the 353, 335, 33 stack. And then there's some really good books. I like this first one here. And I also like the Joe Daniel book and the Campbell Landsill book. Number 9, number 6, number 8, number 1 are really pretty good. The Fritz Schumer book is his defensive books are really great. So there's some 353 resources you could take a look at. And of course, here's my stuff. If you want to support me, please help me out. You can buy one of those books. If not, hit like, subscribe. That's free. That really helps me out in the Google search engines and algorithm there. Hope you enjoyed the video. Again, this is Coach Parker with CoachParker.org. Remember to play for fun, and winning is funner. See you guys next time. Ciao.